You're the maid. Stay in your lane. Lucas's hand slices the air. Ethan flinches on the stool. Maya locks her grip on the cart handle. 4 tests, Ethan. 4. Explain. Ethan's toes curl on the rung. Sir, he needs... Don't. Lucas lifts a finger. Sharp, flat. Maya's jaw clamps. Breath sits high. Elementary math, Lucas says. 7 years old. He taps the worksheet corner. Numbers do not hate you. Ethan blinks and swallows. Maya slides 1 step forward. Mr. Carter, he learns by touch. Not your classroom. Lucas cuts again, eyes hard. The silver watch glints on his wrist. Ethan's shoulders pull up like shields. Optics, Lucas mutters, half to the room. How it looks, not the truth. He turns the page with 2 fingers. Paper rasps like sand on glass. Maya keeps her voice low. Respect builds attention. He will listen. Lucas snaps the cap on a pen. My house, my rules, results only. He points toward the door. Do your duties. Dust the library. Ethan's lips tremble, then steady. Maya nods once to him. Her palms sting against the cart bar. Sir, kindness costs nothing. Lucas steps closer to Ethan. This home honors excellence, he says. Fail again, and privileges stop. Maya shifts her weight to stand firm. He hears the word fail more than his name. Lucas pivots, cuts her a 3rd time. You're done, Maya. Enough. The room goes tight and bright. She moves the cart toward the hall. Wheels squeak over the threshold strip. At the doorway, why she pauses. Her voice lands clean. No tremor. Nothing grows in fear. Ethan's fingers curl over the worksheet edge. A red marker rolls, stalls, and rests. Lucas breathes through his nose. The coat slides off the hook. Maya angles into the kitchen light. Cloth bag on hip, spine straight. Heat lifts along her neck. She opens a drawer, finds rubber bands. Bundle the failed test with care. Bang Chung. Q Bien Bon. 4 red Fs. Same blue signature. Dates for our weeks, consecutive Fridays. Margin notes, careless. Rushing, not trying. She sets the bundle on the island. Not near the sink. Dead center. Lucas tracks it with a glance. A muscle jumps under his temple. No word from him. Maya turns to the pantry shelf, takes a box of cereal quietly, pours a small pile into her palm, slide 3 pieces across the counter, then another 3, then 1. Ethan watches through the archway. His forehead smooths a fraction. Lucas's phone lights up on the marble. Emails stack in hard blocks. He pockets it with a stiff motion. Seattle tonight, he says to no one. New strategy session at 9. Maya lines the cereal into groups. Her cheek warms, breath steadies. Ethan's heel taps, soft, regular, hopeful. Lucas checks the clock, then Ethan. Clean this up, he says. He lifts his coat, sets the pen down. Maya meets Ethan's eyes for a heartbeat. 2 fingers tap the cereal groups. Her cartwheels ease toward the hall. She does not bow again. The front door clicks like a latch. Air loosens across the island. Ethan wipes his palms on his denim. Maya brushes crumbs into her hand. No words now, only the shape. Red marks glare under the kitchen light. Maya wheels the cart into the library. Carpet hushes the wheels. Her breath lifts, then steadies. A duster slides along spines. Dust blooms, then settles. She keeps the rhythm tight. Jaw locked, shoulders square, steady feet. Ethan hovers at the archway. His hands knot at his shirt. Maya tilts her head once. Go finish the page. He nods and retreats. Footsteps tap a small pattern. Silence hangs behind the door. She stacks magazines by month. March pins under April. Numbers face forward in rows. Order helps minds hold shape. Regina's clipboard clicks in the hall. The steps pause, then pass. Maya does not look up. Neck stays tall, hands sure. Compliance risk, Regina had hissed earlier, means rules might bite. Maya lines a ruler on the desk. Edges meet edges, clean and calm. Her cheeks warm, but her breath evens. Knuckles pale, then ease. The cart tray rattles once. She smooths the cloth flat. Lucas's voice carries from the foyer. Short words, travel times, Seattle. Coat swishes, door shuts firm. The house exhales without a sound. Maya opens the window an inch. City buzz leaks through. Not a breeze, only hum, enough to cool the tension. She returns to Ethan's worksheet pile. Corners match, pages square. A pencil nub sits alone. Maya presses it into her palm. She draws 3 serial circles, then 3 more, then 1. A tiny plus sign between. A hand-sized map for courage. Ethan peeks back in. His eyes land on the circles. He mouths the answer softly. Maya taps the plus twice. "Library's fine," Regina calls from the hall. "Finish and clear the carts." Maya keeps her reply inside. The duster moves in slow arcs. A frame tilts on the wall. She straightens it with 2 fingers. Back edge kisses the nail. Glass stops at the perfect level. Her stomach knots, then loosens. Back teeth ache and settle. The room returns to quiet. Spine stands like a post. She glides the cart to storage. Lock clicks once, then twice. Keys hang on the hook. Hands pause, then release calmly. Work log waits on the corkboard. She signs with steady letters. Name, time, task, remarks blank. Space left for tomorrow's line. Footsteps whisper on the stairs. A boy hums a number song. Maya closes the window softly. Face smooth, eyes clear, ready. She leaves 1 circle uncounted. Maya wipes the island clean. Crumbs tick, then vanish. Her pulse slows to a steady drum. Ethan edges back to the doorway. He keeps 1 palm on wood. Maya lifts 3 cereal bits, 2 rows of 3, then 1. His mouth shapes a number. She nods once, firm. Door hinges, whisper behind her. Lucas re-enters for the briefcase. Shoes clip a curt rhythm. He stops at the rubber-banded tests. Fingers land on the top sheet. Ink smears where a tear fell. His thumb pauses, then lifts. Maya holds the cloth flat. Lucas studies the next page. Numbers sit in careful towers. Margin doodles show grouped 10s. Not a random scratch. Small order. KPI drift, Lucas mutters under his breath. Numbers off the mark. He taps a wrong answer twice. Eyes track the doodled clusters. Jaw eases, then hardens again. Ethan's heel taps the baseboard. Tap, tap, then still. Maya angles her body slightly. She shields the cereal line. Ethan exhales through his nose. His shoulders settle a finger width. Regina's heels pop down the hall. Clipboard grazes the frame. She glances in, then away. Car to the airport in 10. Her tone is polished glass. Lucas folds the pages once. Sets them back, squared edges. Briefcase snaps like a bite. He looks past Maya to Ethan. The boy stands straighter without speaking. Maya gathers the pencil nubs. She slides them into a tin. Tin clicks shut, light as a coin. The air steadies between them. "Use the board," Maya says quietly. "Let him build with hands." Lucas watches her fingers sort magnets. His jaw shifts, then stops. He reaches for the door handle. Regina returns with a folder. A page slips, skates the marble. It halts against Maya's shoe. Subject line stares up in bold. Anonymous compliance report. Regina kneels too fast, snatches it. Her wrist tightens around the folder. Eyes skip once to Lucas. No one breathes for a beat. Maya slides the tin to the shelf. Back straight, chin level, calm. Her palms dry against the cloth. She sets 3 magnets on steel. Blue, green, blue. Simple code. Ethan steps closer to the island. He lifts 1 serial group. Counts under breath, clear and slow. Maya taps the counter twice. A quiet metronome for nerve. Lucas opens the door halfway. He looks at the grouped bits. He looks at the towers of 10s. He looks at the rubber band. Something loosens behind his eyes. "Board stays," Lucas says low. Regina's fingers stiffen on the folder. Ethan's shoulders lower another notch. Maya places the magnets higher. The briefcase swings at Lucas's side. He leaves without a final word. The latch answers with a click. Maya gathers the loose test corners. She squares the stack again. Neat. Breath moves, even and warm. Her jaw unclamps. Her hands are steady. On the floor, 1 page remains. Bold header in clean font. Anonymous compliance report. Maya stacks plates on the island. Porcelain clicks in a small rhythm. Breath steadies, heat low in her chest. The front door opens fast, not slammed, not soft. Lucas strides past the foyer console. Tie loosened, collar askew, eyes scanning. Where is Maya? His voice carries flat. Regina lifts her clipboard, then freezes. Kitchen, Mr. Carter. Her wrist tightens around the pen. Maya wipes her hands on a towel. Palms sting, then cool. Lucas stops at the island edge. Seattle can wait, Lucas says quietly. His watch face burns cold metal. Ethan hovers in the archway, silent. Due diligence, Lucas says, almost to himself. Check the facts first. He unlocks his phone on the marble. Thumb moves with clip control. Playback yesterday, 4:15. Security footage opens on screen. Maya sees the tiny world. Breakfast nook, magnets, Ethan's grin. The camera shows candy towers. Tight hands, careful eyes. Lucas's jaw locks, then loosens a notch. Regina shifts her weight, heel squeaks. House rules are clear, sir. Lucas doesn't look up. House rules serve the child. He scrubs to 5 o'clock. The whiteboard stands bright as a window. Regina passes, then reappears with a tote. The board tilts. Magnets vanish into fabric. Maya's teeth ache. She breaths, then steadies. Call operations, Lucas says to the air. Ethan's fingers drum 3 soft taps. Maya lays one palm flat. He stills. Lucas sets the phone face up. Airline email banner flashes, canceled itinerary. He closes the alert with 2 taps. Find a consultant, Lucas says. Independent. No ties to us. Regina's clipboard lifts to shield her mouth. Unnecessary escalation, sir. Lucas lifts one finger. Warning. Names by noon. Ethan steps toward the island edge. Can we keep the board? Maya watches Lucas's eyes shift. His shoulders lower a fraction. Board stays, Lucas says again. He turns to the pantry door. Stops, studies the stack of tests. Fingers hover, then retreat. The pen in his pocket clicks twice. Maya rolls the cart 2 inches. Wheels hum, then rest. Lucas glances at the cereal tin. He closes the pantry, slow and even. Afternoon schedule changes, he says. Ethan's lesson takes priority. Regina inhales, shallow and quick. Clipboard drops a fraction. Understood, Regina answers, voice thin. Ethan tucks his chin, then straightens. Maya nods once, steady and small. Jaw unclamps, shoulders unlock. The room resets around their breathing. Lucas picks up the rubber-banded bundle. He weighs it in one hand. Set it down centered on marble, not off to the side. Eyes flick to the laundry hallway. I'll be in the study, Lucas says. Bring the names when confirmed. He leaves without making more noise. On the phone, one voicemail icon glows. Maya unlocks the door above the garage. A spiral notebook lies open, squared lines ready. She sets a tin of paper clips down. 2 cups are stacked on the counter. She nests them, then pulls them apart. Palms sting, then cool. A knock touches the frame. Bernard peeks in, cap in hand. My grandson hates halves, Bernard says. He calls them broken numbers. Maya lifts 2 measuring cups, half and whole. Bring him after dinner, Maya answers. We'll build the pizza. Bernard nods and steps back. Maya lines flashcards in rows. She dials a number on speaker. Tina, can you spare 20 minutes? After shift, yes, Tina answers. Bridge lesson, Maya says. Small hands, big gains. On the notebook cover, she writes one word, benchmark. Check the starting point. Maya lifts a shoebox from the shelf. Inside, magnets are sorted by color. She counts them into a cloth pouch. The laundry room door swings open. She tapes butcher paper to the dryer. Line a number path across it. Footsteps skim the stairs beyond. Ethan's voice rides the hall, bright, careful. Snack shop again? Ethan asks at the threshold. Better, Maya says, lifting cups. We're running a bridge. Bridge over numbers, Ethan says. Maya taps the marker on her palm. Regina's shadow crosses the glass. No words pass the doorway. Maya angles the board away from sight. 3 for cookies, 2 for milk, Maya says. Pay and keep the change. Ethan spreads tokens with quick fingers. Counts by groups, not one by one. His breath evens under each set. Hole on top, half below, Maya says. Ethan tried to misplace a cup. Maya slides it back. Quiet, precise. Hands show what eyes can miss. Tina slips in, shoes soft on tile. She sets a timer on her phone. 10 minutes, Tina whispers. Make them count. Maya nods and points to the path. Across, not around, Maya says. Skip, then land. Strong feet. Ethan laughs through his nose. Maya stacks 2 blocks under the cup. The bridge holds, then settles. Bernard returns with his grandson later. A shy boy clutches a napkin drawing. Pizza math? Maya asks with a smile. The boy nods and steps closer. Maya lays slices in neat arcs. Half quarter. Eighth, Maya says. Take, trade, build your share. The dryer hum slows to a pause. Maya caps the marker and breathes. Spine tall, jaw calm, eyes clear. On the shelf, the shoebox waits. Maya wipes the breakfast nook table. Sun paints a thin stripe across marble. Her breath steadies to a low drum. Footsteps stop at the arch. Lucas stands there, coat off, sleeves rolled. His eyes scan the magnets, then Maya. I spoke out of line earlier. He grips the chair back once. I owe you an apology. Maya keeps her spine tall. Ethan hovers near the fridge, listening. His fingers worry the zipper tab. Maya nods once, measured and calm. I want this structured, Lucas says. Lesson times, materials, boundaries in writing. He pulls a printed sheet forward. Governance. Keep the rules clean. The word hangs like a posted sign. Maya sets the marker down. Respect is first, Maya answers. No more fail in his ear. Lucas's jaw tightens, then releases slowly. Agreed, Lucas says after a beat. Second, Maya says, placing magnets by tens. Hands on stays. No removals without notice. Her eyes lift to meet his. The board stands where he learns best. Lucas glances at the wall. The whiteboard gleams, dotted with green. He nods once, small and clear. Board stays. Materials cataloged nightly. Third, Maya adds, palms flat on the table. Documentation of progress, short and plain. 2 sentences, 2 numbers. Lucas reaches for a pen. Templates by the end of the day. Regina enters with a thin folder. She sets it near the fruit bowl. A single page slides halfway out. Her wrist clamps as she pushes it back. Housekeeping purchase orders, Regina says. Ethan takes one careful step closer. Snack shop later? Ethan asks quietly. Maya tips her head toward the clock. After reading hour, bring the cups. Lucas shifts the folder aside. A second sheet rides the edge. Bold subject line shows through faintly. Forward, compliance report. Counsel. Maya's jaw clamps, then eases. She lays a hand on the sheet. May I file these now? Regina's eyes flick, then settle. Of course, Regina says through a thin smile. Maya lifts the folder, squares the stack. She tucks the loose page deeper inside. Not hidden, not exposed, centered and flat. Her breath moves even once more. Lucas slides the printed sheet across. Conditions, Lucas says. Sign when ready. I'll sign now. He clicks the pen, hands it over. Ink glides, steady without loops. Maya writes her name in clean strokes. She adds one more line beneath. Respect clause applies to all staff. Lucas reads that line twice. His shoulders drop a fraction lower. Ethan reaches for a blue magnet. He sets it at the number 10. Maya taps the table 2 times. Across, not around, Maya murmurs. Skip, then land. Regina's phone buzzes on silent. Her thumb hovers, then retreats. She straightens a napkin that needs nothing. Lucas extends his hand across the marble. Maya meets it, grip even, warm. One more thing, Maya says softly. If counsel calls, I'll speak. Lucas nods, gaze steady, mouth firm. You'll have my support. Maya files the folder in the drawer. The metal rails whisper and lock. In the slot, one corner gleams. Forwarded to counsel, bolded. Maya lines up cups on the island. 2 small, 1 large, 1 empty. Breath steadies behind pressed lips. Regina enters with a hard clipboard. Heels strike a clipped, even metronome. Eyes sweep the magnets, then Maya. House standards are slipping, Regina says. Her wrist tightens around the pen. Instructional props belong in storage. Maya keeps her spine tall. Ethan's lesson starts at 4. Regina tilts her head a fraction. Lesson? The word thins like wire. Approved, Maya answers, voice level. Schedule and materials logged nightly. Regina's mouth folds, then flattens again. Ethan leans against the archway, hands tucked, chin tucked, watching. Maya nudges a cup toward him. Warm up with halves, Maya says. He nods and steps closer. A delivery buzz sounds at the door. Tina brings a padded envelope in. Consultant packet, Tina says softly. Regina reaches faster than courtesy. She slides the envelope under her clipboard. The house manager will review this first. Independent, Maya says, keeping breath even. Lucas asked for clean hands. Regina blinks once, slow and flat. Chain of custody protects reputation. Change management, Regina adds, dry as chalk. Make people accept change. The echo lands plain and clear. Maya sets 3 tokens on the marble. 2 red, 1 blue, 1 space. Ethan's fingers hover, then sort. A phone rings from the study. Lucas speaks short, low, and controlled. Regina angles a chair toward the table. She smooths a linen napkin unnecessarily. Kitchen looks crowded with school. Kitchen works, Maya says, moving cups. Hands learn where food lives. Regina taps the clipboard twice. The service door swings for Bernard. He pauses at the threshold, cap tilted. Regina flicks 2 fingers toward the hall. Bernard nods and retreats quietly. Camille arrives an hour later. Ivory suit, red lip, clipped gold watch. Knuckles lift lightly on the frame. Ethan, Camille calls, smile tight. Come say hello. Ethan glances at Maya first. Maya tips her chin, simple go. He steps to the doorway slowly. Camille crouches with arms open. She looks past him to the board. Brows pinch, then smooth, then reset. New decor, Camille says, voice bright. Very domestic. Her gaze slides to Regina. Regina's shoulders square by a notch. We keep it structured, Maya says. Short lessons, clear goals, hands-on. Camille rises to full height. Hands-on with a maid's hands? Her smile does not move her eyes. Maya plants both palms on the marble. Warmth climbs the heel of each hand. Ethan shifts his weight and steadies. Lucas approved the plan, Maya says. Progress logs are in the drawer. Regina steps between the drawer and the board. House files stay with management. Lucas enters from the study. Tie gone, sleeves rolled, brow steady. Let's keep the room calm, Lucas says. Ethan has 20 minutes left. Camille's chin lifts 1 degree. 20 minutes of tutelage, Camille says. With no license present. Maya's jaw clamps for 1 beat, then eases as air moves again. Show your mother the halves, Maya says. Ethan sets cups with careful hands. Regina tilts the clipboard toward Camille. A single page peeks from under. Subject line sits bold and centered. Camille's thumb lands on the edge. Her nail rests there, pale and sharp. House concerns were shared, Regina says. Anonymous reports, multiple entries, dates aligned. Her pen draws a neat box. She doesn't write inside it. Lucas watches the cups align. 1 whole stands, 2 halves match. He nods once to Ethan, then turns to Regina, voice even. Consultant observes tomorrow at 9. Regina's lips press into 1 line. House must prepare for scrutiny. She sets the padded envelope down. Her palm rests on it for an extra second. Brand risk, Camille says low and quick. Protect the family image. Her gaze lifts to the ceiling camera. Eyelids lower, rise, lower again. Maya moves to the sink, rinses a single spoon, dries slowly. Breath steadies against her ribs. She slides a notebook from the drawer, opens to a clean, gridded page. Who mailed this? Maya asks. Her finger taps the sealed strip. Regina's wrist tightens once more. Office-handled intake, Regina answers. Standard procedure. Camille smiles without warmth. May I borrow Ethan today? Ethan looks at the cups again. Maya sets a blue token down. After 20 minutes, Maya says. Lucas checks his watch, then the door. Visitation after lesson, Lucas says. Stay for the debrief if you'd like. Camille's eyes slide to Regina. Regina nods, minimal, controlled, clipped. Tina reappears with a small tray. 2 waters, 1 for each guest. Her eyes flick to Maya's notebook, then lower to the floor fast. Maya sets a timer. The red wedge shows 20 clean minutes. Hands move, breath evens, shoulders unlock. Ethan counts in groups, voice steady, one bridge across, then back. Regina stands by the whiteboard edge. She lifts a corner magnet discreetly, slides it into her jacket pocket. Maya watches the sleeve bulge slightly. She says nothing, locks the detail. Camille strolls to the fridge. Finger trails along the steel handle. 2 fingerprints bloom, clear and oval. She wipes them with the heel. Smile returns, thin and contained. The timer bleeds down its red. Ethan claps once, soft and proud. Maya taps the board twice. Across, not around, Maya says. Skip, then land. Lucas exhales through his nose. He routes them all to the study. 10-minute debrief, Lucas says. We'll outline tomorrow's observation. Regina lingers, straightening nothing. Camille lingers, smoothing her sleeve seam. Ethan gathers cups into a neat stack. Maya lifts the padded envelope. She meets Regina's gaze, unblinking. Intake moves to the study, Maya says. Regina's jaw ticks, small and fast. They file out in controlled order. Maya brings the envelope and notebook. Ethan carries the cups like trophies. Camille's heels click at a measured pace. Regina guards the clipboard like a bone. In the doorway, one magnet glints. Maya sets the padded envelope down. A letter opener glides along the seam. Seal parts with a dry whisper. Julia Marks steps into the study. Black blazer, square glasses, calm stride. She sets a tablet on marble. Independent review, Julia says. No ties to your house. Maya lifts the report binder. Pages smell of ink and glue. Breath steadies behind level lips. Start with progress logs, Julia says. Short entries, plain numbers, baselines. Maya opens the drawer and slides them out. 2 sentences, 2 numbers each day. Ethan's gains line up clean. Audit trail, Julia says. Leave tracks you can read. Regina lingers in the doorway. Clipboard hugs her ribs like armor. Eyes flick to the binder rings. She straightens a frame that needs nothing. Proceed, Regina says, voice neutral. Julia lays 3 sheets down. Observation protocol, test sample, consent. She turns the tablet toward Maya. A grid of timestamps fills the screen. Colored blocks mark camera zones. Pull footage from yesterday, Julia says. Kitchen and hallway, 4 to 6. Maya keys the request to security. Fingers move steadily, not rushed. Jaw clamps once, then eases. Tina arrives with a portable drive. Cord coils neatly in her palm. Security signed these out, Tina says. Chain logged in the ledger. Maya plugs the drive into the box. 4 rectangles bloom on the monitor. Nook, hall, pantry, service stair. The board gleams in zone 1. Roll at 4:15, Julia says. Maya drags the bar to the mark. Ethan stacks tokens, counts in pairs. Maya's hand taps the rhythm twice. Breath deepens in the study's hush. Regina's shoulder enters the hall frame. A tote bag rides her wrist. She passes the nook without stopping. At 5, the board tilts right. Magnets slide into the tote's mouth. Julia freezes the frame and zooms. Her pen taps the screen border. Regina's ring reflects the kitchen light. Wrist tendons stand like cords. Note the motion, Julia says. Removal without notice. Regina shifts her weight an inch. Clipboard edge bites into her blouse. Lucas appears at the study door. Sleeves rolled, jaw even, eyes clear. He leans against the jamb and watches. Keep going, Lucas says quietly. He folds his arms across his chest. Next, the emails, Julia says. Header lines, not body text. Maya spreads the printed copies flat. Columns of the received stack like rails. Internal host names march down page. Julia points with a capped pen. Here, Office iMac 3F12. Here, internal IP 10.2.3.4. Here, relay to outside counsel. Each tap lands like a small gavel. Regina clears her throat once. Her eyes drift toward the window. Fingers press harder on the board's edge. Knuckles pale, then color returns. Julia opens the consultant packet. She slides out practice items. Nonverbal reasoning, pattern groups, skip counting. She places them near the logs. Show the bridge between method and gains. Maya lifts a blue magnet. She sets it on the desk blotter. Her palm warms against the leather. Hands first, Maya says softly. Words come after the build. Ethan taps at the threshold. Socks slide on the rug fringe. Snack shop later? Ethan asks. After Ms. Marks observes, Maya answers. Bring the cups at 4. Julia smiles with one corner. Her eyes soften, then reset. Short session now, Julia says. 10 minutes, non-intrusive, natural pace. Maya lays 3 paper clips down, 2 clips together, 1 stands alone. 3 makes a bridge, Maya says. Across, not around. Ethan counts by 2s, then lands. Julia marks boxes without fuss. Engagement is high, anxiety low. Correction style, quiet, precise, consistent. Her pen never leaves the line. Her wrist moves in clean arcs. Regina steps closer to the printer. She pulls a sheet before it drops. Top bar reads, Camera hash summary. She tucks it under the clipboard quickly. Maya watches the corner vanish. Print another, Julia says calmly. Make 2 sets for counsel. Maya taps the keys and reprints. Hash lines spill in neat code. 2 stacks of land square on marble. Lucas checks his watch, then the door. Silence rests like a held note. He uncrosses his arms slowly. Submit copies to our attorney, Lucas says. Keep originals in a locked file. Regina moves toward the drawer. Maya steps in front of the pull. Her hand rests on the metal rail. Breath stays even, shoulders low. Filing stays with instruction, Maya says. Julia opens another folder tab. Placement exam results, Julia says. 2 grades above in reasoning. She points to a percentile band. The arc is high and dark. Tomorrow I'll observe a full lesson, Julia says. 4 to 4:20. No staging. Maya nods once, jaw loose. Ethan turns the clips into a tiny ladder. It holds, then sags, then holds. Regina's phone buzzes without sound. Screen lights her palm pale blue. She cups it under the clipboard edge. Eyes skim, then shutter closed. Her mouth tightens, then releases. Tina returns with the visitor log. Courier delivered at 6:11, Tina says. Signed by R. Park, received hallway. Julia notes the time, underlining once. The underline is straight as a wire. Prepare a brief, Julia says. 3 pages, exhibits attached. Title, Instructional Efficacy and Custody Context. She hands Maya a template sheet. Simple language, clear links. Maya sits in the corner chair. Pen rests between steady fingers. Knuckles do not shake. She writes the first sentence clean. No flourishes, only facts. Lucas edges closer to the desk. His tie drapes from his pocket. He sets a glass down near Maya. Water winks under the study lamp. No words leave his mouth. Regina shifts toward the doorframe. Her heel nicks the rug border. She straightens the fringe with her toe. Eyes slide to the camera monitor. They leave fast, then return. Julia gathers the exhibits in order. Keep copies for opposing counsel, Julia says. Deliver before hearing, not during. She taps the binder's spine twice. The binder sits square and calm. Ethan leans against Maya's shoulder. Warm weight anchors her to the chair. Breath moves without stutter now. Maya stacks the hash pages by 2. Edges meet edges, neat and tight. Julia caps the pen with a click. Tomorrow decides the path, Julia says. Today sets the ground. Maya closes the binder gently. Her palm rests on the cover. Regina's gaze lands on Maya's hand, then rises to meet Maya's eyes. No blink, no retreat. Her mouth hardens to a pale line. The clipboard creaks under her grip. Tina opens the door a crack. Car out front for Ms. Marks. Julia nods and lifts the tablet. She slides a card across the desk. Call if anything shifts. Maya pockets the card without ceremony. She stands. Knees stay steady. The room's hum levels are again. Ethan squeezes her sleeve once. He steps back toward the hall. Lucas holds the door for Julia. He looks at the drive on marble. He looks at the magnets in the tray. He looks at the rubber-banded tests. He does not touch any of them. Regina lingers after they leave. House procedures require consolidation, Regina says. Documents should return to management. Maya slides the drawer closed, firm. The study consolidates instruction records. Regina exhales through tight lips. She nods once, narrow and hard. Heels click down the hall, measured. The kitchen light spills a thin line. Maya gathers every exhibit into piles. Labels face up, ink clean, square. She locks the drawer with one turn. Breath steadies. Shoulders drop 2 notches. Hands stop itching for the board. On the monitor, the freeze frame waits. Tote open, magnets slipping like coins. Time code glows in white numbers. A tiny icon marks export complete. IP 1022 3.4. Regina's desk. Maya lays the binder flat. Edges square, labels up, breath steady. Julia opens her tablet to a timeline. Colored bars line one careful row. Walk the sequence, Julia says. Hour by hour, point to point. Tina brings a second drive in. Cord looped, tag taped, initials neat. Security pulled more hall footage, Tina says. Also phone logs from reception. Maya plugs the drive into the hub. 4 new tiles bloom on screen. Hall, office, garage, service stair. Time codes lock in bright white. Run the office feed, Julia says. 1730 to 1750. Maya drags the bar, breath shallow. Wrist steadies, jaw unclamps, shoulders drop. Regina's office appears in gray light. A lamp glows over a keyboard. Fingers type in clipped bursts. The camera angle catches only the hands and the screen. Zoom on the screen top, Julia says. Maya taps and enlarges the header bar. Subject line edges into view. Half cut. Forward. Compliance report. Counsel. Regina's hand reaches for a phone. Index finger taps a favorite. Speaker icon lights for 14 seconds. She sets the handset down flat. Now the hall, Julia says. 1750 to 1810. Maya flips to the hallway feed. Regina exits the office with a folder. Clipboard rides high, elbow locked tight. She meets a courier on the stairs. Envelope trades hands. Pen scratches fast. Lucas stands in the frame. Arms crossed, mouth set, eyes steady. He nods once at Julia. Keep documenting, Lucas says low. Julia slides a new page over. Look at this calendar print, Julia says. Invite from herwhitmoreholdings.com. Maya scans the small black squares. One entry sits bold at 7. Informal chat. House director, Bay residence. Note line. Discuss transition and standards. A pen rests under Maya's palm. Metal feels cool. Grip stays even. She angles the calendar beside the logs. The 7 p.m. line shines like wire. Regina appears at the doorway again. Clipboard edge bites into silk. She adjusts the sleeve seam slowly. Eyes slide to the tablet, then away. I'll need the guest list, Regina says. House requires headcount control. Julia lifts a brow slightly. After this, Julia says calmly, we're mid-review. Regina's mouth holds one hard line. She turns, steps out, heels crisp. Silence rounds the corners of the room. Pull reception logs, Julia says. Tina hands over a stapled set. 3 columns, names, calls, notes. A margin scribble marks one row. Ms. Whitmore requested status at 6:29. Maya flips to the email headers. Her finger lands on the relay line. Internal host points to 3F12. Device tag matches the asset sheet. Motive next, Julia says quietly. Not feelings, incentives. Lucas moves closer to the desk. He doesn't touch the pages. Breath comes slow under his ribs. Julia opens a second folder sleeve. Inside rests a printed screenshot. A recruitment email frames a promise. Competitive package, relocation, discretion expected. Second line, success defined by restored order. Risk mitigation, Julia says. Reduced chance of damage. Maya keeps her face still. Neck holds long, eyes do not blink. Her thumb taps the page corner twice. The study door eases open. Camille steps in, pearls bright, smile thin. I was asked to join, Camille says. Her purse strap creaks under her hand. Stand by the chair, Julia says. We're reviewing source materials. Camille's gaze floats to the binder, then lands on the tablet's timeline. Eyelids lower a fraction, then rise. Maya points to the calendar print. Invite tonight at 7, Maya says. House director role, Bay residence. Camille's chin tilts. Jaw tightens hard. She smooths a thread that is not there. Julia lays down 3 photos next. Printer stripes thread across the images. Frame 1, Regina removing magnets. Frame 2, envelope handoff at the stairs. Frame 3, office screen with headers. Camille sets her purse on the chair. Fingers fuss with the clasp twice. She exhales through her nose sharply. Order is healthy, Camille says. Children thrive on order. Maya stacks the logs by category: communications, video, recruitment, and a courier. All paths point back to Regina's desk. The pattern holds without gaps or leaps. Tina steps in with one more sheet. Phone queue pulled from the PBX, Tina says. External call at 6:31, labeled unknown. She points to a handwritten note. Voice asked, is the report out? Julia sets her pen on the table. Sequence is clean, Julia says. Action, handoff, outside contact, recruitment carrot. Her finger traces the timeline blocks. No overlaps, no missing links. Regina returns, posture tight, smile fixed. I've arranged beverages, Regina says. Her eyes flick to the photos once, then stall at the recruitment screenshot. Lucas steps forward one pace. Is that your calendar, Regina? Regina's throat moves, lips part. Yes, Regina answers, voice small. Her thumbs rub the clipboard edge. Why restored order? Julia asks. What did that mean to HR? Regina draws breath, then sets it down. Standards, Regina says. Clear lines, proper roles. Maya keeps her eyes on Regina's hands. Veins rise, knuckles pale, pen lifts. The pen taps once, twice, 3 times. It stops midair and holds there. Order without progress harms children, Maya says. Ethan's gains came with hands-on. Regina's gaze skates to Camille. Camille's mouth narrows, her shoulders square. Julia flips to the placement results. 2 grades above in reasoning, Julia says. Under this instruction, not before it. She circles the percentile bars deliberately. Ink glides, dark and sure. Camille touches her pearls, slow and tight. Courts need structure, Camille says. Structure beats improvised projects. Her tone aims for firm and calm. The purse clasp clicks once again. Maya slides 3 lines across the desk. Document this clean, Maya says. She aligns the evidence headers. Everything sits in simple, readable stacks. Lucas looks from page to page. No twitch, no shift, no tremor. He nods once toward Julia's tablet. Add those to the brief, Lucas says. Julia gathers the exhibits and sleeves. Final step, Julia says. Signed statement on classroom removals. She turns to Regina with steady eyes. Who authorized taking the board? Regina's lips press until blood thins. Her eyes lower a notch, then lift. I moved it for safety, Regina says. Crowding near hot appliances. Tina points to the hallway map. The board was 10 feet from the stove, Tina says. Zone line shows clear space. Her finger rests on the grid square. The square sits empty and calm. Julia sets a form on the desk. Write your account and sign, Julia says. Leave dates, times, and reasons. Pen sits waiting at the top line. Silence fills the inch between breaths. Camille reaches for her purse. Fingers miss the clasp the first time. They land on the second try. The strap slides across polished wood. Maya speaks to the room low. Ethan keeps naming the bridge, Maya says. He builds across with both hands. The word bridge hangs steady, not soft. Regina's pen lowers to the paper. Tip touches, then halts, then writes. Letters form small, tight, careful rows. A tremor shows at the loop of G. Julia lifts the sign page upright. She slides it into the binder sleeve. Her thumb smooths the plastic once. The binder closes with a quiet click. Maya rests her palm on the cover. Breath steadies, spine tall, jaw calm. Eyes hold Regina's without blinking, then move to Camille, level and clear. On the timeline, 7 p.m. waits. Invite glows in a small black square. Offer letter. Whitmore Holdings, conditional on order. Maya sets the binder on the counsel table. Edges square, labels up, breath steady. The courtroom hums under low voices. Benches fill in sober, careful rows. Ethan sits behind with Tina. Small hands fold around a pencil. Regina enters with a tight smile. Clipboard hug like a shield. Camille follows, pearls bright, eyes cool. A bailiff calls the case. Chairs scrape. The judge takes the bench. Maya fixes her gaze forward. Lucas leans close without touching. Stay with the facts, Lucas says. His jaw sets, then eases slightly. Opposing counsel rises, suit crisp, tone clipped. Unsafe instruction by household staff, counsel says. Liability exposure. Risk of getting sued. Maya locks her spine in place. Palms warm, then cool on wood. Breath moves in a quiet count. Call Regina Park, counsel says. Regina steps to the stand, posture rigid. Right hand lifts, oath given. Did you observe improper teaching? Counsel asks. Regina folds her fingers on the rail. I observed disorder, Regina answers. Material scattered, roles unclear. Maya keeps her face still, jaw clamps, then releases on air. Eyes note Regina's thumb rub circle. Who removed the whiteboard? Counsel asks. For safety, Regina answers, chin high. Crowding near appliances. Fire risk. Maya's pen taps twice, then stops. Lucas slides a tabbed sleeve forward. His finger rests on Exhibit C. Maya rises when the judge nods. Permission to present exhibits. Voice low even, exact. The judge gestures. Proceed, concise, clear. Maya lays 3 sheets on the ledge. Security stills, Maya says. Time-coded, zones marked. Opposing counsel rises fast. Objection, foundation, counsel says. Who authenticated these images? Security provided hashes, Maya answers. Drive chain logged, 2 signatures. She holds the ledger page steady. No shake, no drift, no gloss. The judge scans the stamps. Eyes track dates, then return. Exhibits admitted, the judge says. Regina's throat works once. She presses her lips into a line. Knuckles show white against the rail. Ms. Park, Maya asks, voice plain. Did you file a hazard ticket? Regina blinks, then shakes her head. No, Regina answers. It was immediate judgment. Notice to parent? Maya asks. Or to the instructor? Neither, Regina answers, voice thinning. Maya opens the calendar print. Slide it to the clerk for a copy. You're 7 o'clock tonight, Maya says. House director, Bay residence, informal chat. Opposing counsel shifts weight, then frowns. Relevance, counsel says, palm lifted midair. Goes to motive, Maya answers. Restore order listed as condition. She holds up the recruitment email. The header band shines under lights. The judge leans a fraction forward. Overruled for now, the judge says. Witness may answer briefly. Regina stares at the calendar square. Her grip loosens, then tightens harder. It was exploratory, Regina answers. Nothing more than a conversation. Maya keeps her tone even. Did you send reports to counsel? Regina glances toward Camille, fast. Yes, Regina answers. Perceived duty to inform. Anonymous reports, Maya says. From your office, iMac. Regina's mouth opens, then closes. The clipboard edge creaks in her hand. Opposing counsel pushes a new folder forward. A small USB slides into view. Play our footage, counsel says. Teaching in a laundry room. Maya's stomach knots, then settles. She signals for the court monitor. Screen lights, hallway feed loads. The clip shows a tiled floor, stacked towels. Maya's hand places cups and tokens. Ethan counts in slow, careful sets. No stove, no crowded heat. A desk lamp glows, steady, contained. Context, opposing counsel presses. Improvised site, off-limits area. Instruction outside approved rooms. Maya points to the board log. Board removed at 5, Maya says. Approved room disabled without notice. Hands land flat, then lift. The judge turns to the bailiff. Play defense exhibits in sequence. The bailiff toggles to Maya's drive. A still fills the screen. Regina's tote is open. Magnets slip like coins into cloth. Opposing counsel steps closer to the monitor. We dispute the chain of custody, counsel says. Your Honor, unreliable sources. Maya raises the ledger page. 2 signatures, times, device hashes. Security captain, facilities manager, Maya says. Both present at export. Ethan coughs once behind Maya. A pencil rolls on the bench rail. Tina stops it with her thumb. The judge tilts her head slightly. Ms. Park, why no notice? Regina blinks fast, breath tight. I acted for order, Regina says. Lines were blurring. Maya uncaps a marker, then caps it. Hands need a small routine. Jaw eases when the click lands. Opposing counsel lifts a hand. Call Ms. Whitmore, counsel says. Camille takes the stand, pearls still. She sets her purse by her feet. Your concern? Counsel asks. Structure, Camille answers. Proper boundaries, licensed oversight. Did you see harm? Maya asks. Any injury or distress? Camille's eyes drift to Ethan. Ethan sits upright, face calm, hands folded around the pencil again. No physical harm, Camille answers. Uncertainty about standards. Her voice tries to stay smooth. Maya opens Julia's report. Slide the percentile page to the clerk. Independent evaluation, Maya says. Reasoning, 94th percentile. Opposing counsel inhales, then resets. Outlier data, counsel says. Short-term spike, not stable. 4 weeks of logs, Maya answers. 2 lines per day. Gains hold. She taps the page with one finger. Ink marks do not smear. Regina shifts in the witness chair. A paper corner slips from her sleeve. Maya's eyes catch the glint. It's the hash summary, folded small. Miss Park, Maya says gently, is that court property in your sleeve? Regina freezes, then pulls it free. She lays it on the rail, flat. Her hands shake once, then stop. The judge's gaze hardens by degrees. Counsel, control your witness, the judge says. Opposing counsel nods, tight around the mouth. Danger rises in Maya's ribs. If the chain breaks, the evidence falls. She steadies her hands on wood. Your Honor, Maya says, voice low, I request a protective order on the records. Lock originals with the clerk. The judge writes 3 slow words. Order granted, the judge says. Clerk will secure all media. Opposing counsel tries a final push. Unlicensed instruction invites risk, counsel says. Parents can't rely on improvisation. Maya's voice stays level, spare. Hands-on is approved by the consultant. Child is calm and learning. She turns to Ethan for one heartbeat. He lifts his chin 1 inch. The pencil rests still in his hands. Lucas stands when permitted. We endorse formal oversight, Lucas says. We will document, schedule, and supervise. The judge folds her hands together. Enough for today, the judge says. Ruling tomorrow morning. Chairs scrape, shoes move, air shifts. Maya gathers the binder page by page. Palms cool, breath settles, spine tall. At the exit, Regina blocks the aisle. Clipboard drags against Maya's sleeve. Eyes flick down to Maya's pocket. Then up, flat and warning. Maya steps around without touching. Her jaw clamps. Her shoulders stay low. She keeps the binder tight to her ribs. In the corridor, Tina draws closer. Her hand hovers near the bag. Need a ride? Tina asks softly. Maya nods once. Words stay inside. Lucas holds the door to the street. He looks at the sealed drive label. He looks at the court clerk's lockbox. And he looks at Ethan's steady walk. Maya lifts her chin a notch. Breath moves, clean and even. The day narrows to a single edge. On the floor, a magnet glints. Maya rides the elevator down. Floor lights blink in a slow ladder. Jaw clamps, then eases on breath. Lucas waits at security control. Badge beeps, door clicks, lights glow. Captain Morales waves them inside. Forensic audit, Morales says, opening logs. Trace every click. He rolls a chair toward Maya. You drive, I'll witness. Julia enters with the binder. Tablet under one arm, gaze steady. Chain matters, Julia says, voice low. We keep it clean. Maya sets the drive on the desk. Thumb edges the metal lip once. Breath steadies behind level lips. Pull PBXQ, Julia says. Reception and 3rd floor office. Morales taps a key sequence. Call tiles stacked by timestamp. Maya points to 1734. Outgoing, Whitmore family law, 14 seconds. The speaker icon is shown beside the line. Audio retention? Maya asks. Morales nods and unlocks another panel. Quality checks are kept last 30 days. He drags the file into a player. Waveform blooms, peaks tiny and blue. Ready? Morales asks. Maya tips her chin once. Morales presses the spacebar. A room hushes under the sound. Regina's voice rides the speakers, clipped. Forward, compliance report, counsel. Sending now. A male voice answers, crisp and quick. Use the private address, not the main. Spell? Regina asks. Letters spill out, slow and careful. The audio cuts at 14 seconds. Maya's palms cool against the desk. Spine stacks, breathe firm, eyes clear. Julia's pen glides across a form. Audio ID, time, device, witness. Morales opens a second tab. Pulls 7 o'clock, invite traffic. He filters by sender domain. One entry blinks under the list. herwhitmoreholdings.com to our Parkey House. Maya reads the subject slowly. Informal chat. House director, Bay residence. Note line, restored order before transition. Lucas stands with arms folded. Shoulders are lower by a small degree. Export audio and headers, Lucas says. Deliver to council tonight. Morales reaches for a drawer seal. He stamps a red band across the case. 2 signatures, Morales says. Chain stays tight. Tina slips in with a clear pouch. Her eyes drop to the floor first. She lifts the pouch to chest height. A guest turned this in, Tina says. Found near the bench. Inside sits a single blue magnet. Nicked paint, faint grease line. Maya lifts it with 2 fingers. Edges cold, weight small, meaning heavy. Julia opens the binder to exhibits. She tucks the pouch into a sleeve. Source labeled and sealed, Julia writes. Recovered from the public hallway. Morales scrolls through CCTV again. Cross-check the bench angle, Morales says. He pulls the corridor feed to full. At 12:03, Regina passes the bench. Her jacket hem drags, pocket heavy. 30 minutes later, a child kneels there. Little hand nudges the magnet to light. Run system admin logs, Julia says. Look for delete attempts. Morales keys in a new command. A ledger of actions flows down screen. One entry flags in red, 1812. User, 3F12. Access denied on camera hash summary. Maya's teeth ache, then settle. She points to the denied line. Print that to the brief. Morales prints and stamps the page. He hands the sheet to Maya. Ink sits dark, edges sharp, cool. Courier cam, Maya asks. Morales switches to the stairwell lens. The envelope handoff plays in silence. Then he opens the lobby desk view. The label shows in neat focus. Whitmore Family Law, marked confidential, signed R. Park. Time code aligns, Julia says. Pen taps twice on the margin. Stack it behind the audio. The room's hum rides a steady line. Maya checks the drive's new contents. Audio, headers, logs, stills, and pouch label. Everything named, dated, sealed, squared. Last piece, Julia says. Policy proof on the room change. Morales raises a brow, then nods. House rules stored with HR mirror. He prints the facilities guideline page. Lesson spaces are listed by room and time. Laundry room marked overflow instruction allowed. No stove, no hazard zone. Maya lays that page atop the pile. Breath steadies, shoulders drop a notch. Hands stop reaching for the marker. Lucas's phone vibrates once, then stills. He silences it with a thumb press. You have what you need? Lucas asks. Maya nods and closes the case. Latches bite, then hold. Jaw unclamps, neck loosens, stance centers. The security door opens a crack. Regina slips in, smile taut as a string. Evening review, Regina says lightly. House needs status. Morales doesn't move from the console. Badges sit on the desk, bright. Julia rests one hand on the case. Maya keeps her other on the pouch. We're finishing, Julia says calm. Deliveries go to council next. Regina's eyes slide to the monitor. The waveform holds on the last peak. Her fingers tighten around her clipboard. Knuckles pale, then color returns. Operational optics, Regina says. Make the numbers pretty. She straightens a stapler that needs nothing. Maya opens the case an inch. She lifts the audio printout high. 14 seconds, Maya says. Your voice, their address. Regina's chin tilts a hair. Lips press, then part, then close. Breath scrapes in a narrow lane. Morales stamps another seal on the drive. He writes the time in black ink. Julia signs under the timeline. Regina steps toward the exit. Clipboard bumps the door frame once. She steadies it with a flat palm. Eyes cut to Maya and hold. Maya meets the stare without flinching. Breath moves evenly. Hands stay low. She snaps the case shut cleanly. Metal edges kiss and lock. Lucas opens the hallway door wide. His shoulder fills half the frame. Counsel's waiting upstairs, Lucas says. Car leaves in 10. Regina lingers by the threshold. Her thumb rubs the clipboard edge. She speaks to the air, not them. Order returns tomorrow. Maya lifts the case by the handle. Weight lands in her forearm steadily, spine tall, gaze level, jaw calm. She nods to Morales in thanks. Julia pockets the signed export form. She tucks the magnet pouch deeper. Finger checks the seal once more. Nothing rattles inside the binder. They move as one toward the elevator. Shoes mark a measured pace on tile. Lights stripe the corridor in pale bars. Breath sinks, footfall sinks, will sinks. Morales locks the security door behind. 2 bolts seat with a dull clack. A red LED holds steady over steel. Maya presses the call button once. The arrow glows in a firm square. She looks down at her right hand. Case handle prints a clean arc there. In the corner, a camera blinks. Maya sets the case on the counsel table. Latches face the judge. Labels square and bright. The courtroom settles into a tight hush. Ethan sits behind with Tina, his shoulders small. Lucas rests 2 fingers on the table edge. Julia opens her tablet, one icon ready. Proceed, the judge says, voice level. Keep it focused and brief. Maya rises with the sealed drive. Your Honor, new authenticated materials. Her breath moves slowly, even, measured. Opposing counsel stands chin high. Late evidence lacks foundation, counsel says. Prejudicial weight outweighs relevance. Julia lifts a notarized form. Security export, witnessed and sealed. Her tone is flat and calm. The judge nods to the clerk. Load the audio first, the judge says. Screen glows. An equalizer bar wakes. Regina's jaw sets under the lights. Clipboard rests across her knees like armor. Play, the judge orders. Regina's voice fills the room, clipped. Forward. Compliance report. Counsel, sending now. A male voice replied briskly. Use the private address, not the main. Letters spell out an inbox slowly. The audio stops at 14 seconds. Maya lets air move in her ribs. Palms cool against the varnished wood. Jaw unclamps to a steady line. Next, email headers, the judge says. The screen shows bands of routing. ForWhitmoreHoldings.com invites R. Parkyhouse at 0912. Subject, informal chat, House Director, Bay Residence. Note, restored order before transition. Opposing counsel shifts weight, mouth tight. Collateral issues, counsel says. Employer talks are irrelevant. Conflict of interest, Maya answers. 2 jobs at once. The judge turns to Regina. Ms. Park, did you forward reports? Regina's fingers grind the clipboard edge. Yes, Regina says. Duty to inform external parent. Anonymous reports, the judge asks. From your office device. Regina's eyes lower, then lift. Yes, Regina says, softer now. Maya lifts a guideline page high. Facilities policy, Maya says. Laundry room permitted overflow instruction. A red box marks no hazard zone. Opposing counsel finds 1 more stone. Still unlicensed teaching, counsel says. Risky and improvised. Independent consultant approved method, Julia says. Observed lower anxiety, higher accuracy. She taps a percentile bar for emphasis. Ink dark line sits above 90. Regina swallows. Her throat works twice. Camille's pearls rest quietly against silk. Camille's eyes flick to Ethan, then away. Call the security captain, the judge says. Captain Morales steps to the stand. Badge glints, voice holds steady. Authenticate the audio, the judge says. Recorded at 1734? Speakerphone, 3rd floor office. Morales answers. Hash matches this file. Any tamper attempts? The judge asks. Denied delete at 1812, Morales says. User tag mapped to 3F12. He lifts the syslog print, clear. Play the hallway clip, Maya says. The bench view fills the screen. A blue magnet sits near the rail. A child slides it into the light. Time code lands at 12:33 p.m. The magnet came from the board, Maya says. Removed earlier in Exhibit C. Her fingertip taps the still gently. Color returns to her knuckles. Opposing counsel lifts a palm. Distraction, counsel says. Small objects prove nothing. Chain of small acts proves motive, Maya says. Board removal, secret emails, job invite. Each piece points in one line. The judge leans an inch forward. Ms. Whitmore, the judge says. Any instruction from you to staff? Camille's fingers find the purse clasp. No instruction, Camille says. Concerns were voiced only. Maya keeps her eyes on the judge. Best interests standard, Maya says. Progress, calm, and documented gains. Her voice stays plain, steady, spare. Opposing counsel tries one last angle. Perception of chaos harms a child, counsel says. House order must prevail. Order without results is theater, Maya answers. Ethan's results sit in plain numbers. She holds the log up 2 lines per day. Ink stands strong, angles square. The judge turns back to Regina. Why conceal the counsel address? Regina's nails bite into her palm. Discretion, Regina says. Protect family reputation. Operational risk, Lucas says quietly. Make the mess look tidy. The judge raises a hand for silence. Enough, the judge says. Ms. Park, you undercut approved instruction. Then you tried to erase traces. Regina's shoulders sag a fraction. Eyes dart once to Camille, then stall. The clipboard slides lower on her knees. Court finds the removals intentional, the judge says. Not safety-driven, not documented. Counsel will receive full copies tonight. Records placed under protective seal. Opposing counsel opens a new folder. A crease shows where fingers clamped. The folder closes without a word. Julia steps forward half a pace. One request, Julia says. Permit immediate observation today. Then enter findings as a supplement. Granted, the judge says after a beat. Short session, 20 minutes. Lobby room B, neutral space. Maya exhales, small and quiet. Spine stands, jaw eases, palms cool. She gathers the binder without rushing. Regina rises from the chair. House will adapt, Regina says. Her voice lands thin and dry. Eyes avoid the screen and the magnet. Camille touches Ethan's shoulder lightly. Contact brief, careful, measured, formal. She withdraws her hand in smooth silk. Counsel, the judge says, closing notes. Ruling tomorrow at 9. Keep the child's routine stable. Benches shift, shoes scrape, door opens. The air in the corridor feels cooler. Maya carries the case against her ribs. Breath moves clean, steps stay even. Lucas walks beside her without words. 2 beats match on polished tile. Julia falls on the other side. Tablet underarm, eyes forward. Tina guides Ethan to the hall. A small hand finds Maya's sleeve. Pressure light, steady, anchoring, sure. Regina lingers at the rear doors. Thumb grinds the clipboard edge raw. Her gaze never leaves the case handle. Maya stops at the lobby table. She sets the magnet pouch on the marble. Blue paint nicked, circle faint, weight small. 14 seconds loop on the monitor. Maya stands when the judge returns. Bench light cuts a clean line across wood. Breath moves slowly. Jaw stays loose. Ethan sits behind with Tina. Small shoes rest flat on the rung. A pencil waits between his hands. Lucas edges closer without touching. 2 fingers tap once on the table. Julia lifts the tablet, icon ready. Ruling, the judge says, voice steady. Keep the room quiet. Maya fixes her gaze forward. Palms cool against the varnished rail. Spine stacks tall, shoulders low, centered. On custody, the judge says. Petition for modification is denied. Visitation expands under set weekends. Camille's pearls stop moving at her throat. Her purse strap tightens under 3 fingers. Eyes lower, rise, then settle. On instruction, the judge continues, the court recognizes documented gains. Independent consultant validates the method. Julia's thumb lands on the percentile page. Ink bars gleam in clear lines. Maya keeps her breathing even. On interference, the judge says, board removals were intentional and undisclosed. Anonymous forwarding undermined approved instruction. Regina's clipboard sinks to her lap, knuckles pale around the edge. 1 nail bites into the wood. Orders, the judge says. First, protect the record. All originals under seal with clerk. Maya exhales once and steadies. Jaw unclamps, neck loosens, hands rest. She watches the clerk mark the log. Second, the judge says, House must formalize tutoring oversight. Schedule, documentation, and parent access. Lucas nods once, jaw even. His shoulders lower a small notch. Two fingers stop tapping. Third, the judge says, Ms. Park is removed from academic roles. No contact with instructional materials. Regina's eyes dart toward Camille. They stall, then return to the front. The clipboard's corner trembles and stills. Fourth, the judge adds, independent observation continues for 6 weeks. Weekly reports filed with counsel. Maya's breath evens against her ribs. Spine stays tall. Palms lie flat. The case waits shut beside her. Remediation plan, the judge says. Fix it on paper. Submit by Friday. Jointly sign. Ethan's pencil clicks once, then stops. Tina's palm covers his hand lightly. His shoes stay planted, heels quiet. Any questions? The judge asks. Silence holds in a tight frame. No one moves for a count. Court will monitor compliance, the judge says. Adjourned. The gavel lands clean and hard. Chairs shift, air loosens, shoes scrape. Maya gathers the binder page by page. Edges square, tabs aligned, labels clear. Camille steps to the aisle. Her fingers smooth a seam twice. Ethan's weekends begin next month, Camille says. Tone careful, measured, thin. Maya turns, voice even and low. Keep his bridge routine constant. Same cues, same length, same order. Camille nods without argument. Her mouth holds one narrow line. Eyes slide toward Ethan, then back. Regina stands near the rear door. Clipboard rides high against ribs. Her thumb rubs the corner raw. Lucas approaches Regina without heat. Keys, Lucas says, palm open. Regina's lips part, then press. She drops a ring into his hand. Metal clinks, small and final. Escort Ms. Park to HR, Lucas says. A deputy manager steps from the hall. Hand gestures toward the lobby exit. Regina walks, heels tight, back straight. Eyes never touch the magnet pouch. Julia joins Maya at the table. File the audio today, Julia says. Then schedule the observation block. Maya nods once, breath steady. She opens the calendar on the tablet. Blocks in 4 to 4:20, weekdays. Tina guides Ethan to the aisle. A small hand reaches for Maya's sleeve. Warm pressure lands and holds steady. Maya kneels to eye level. Snack shop later, Maya says. Same bridge, same steps. Ethan nods, shoulders loosening a notch. His pencil slides into his pocket. Camille stops at 2 paces. Thank you for keeping him calm. Her fingers touch the purse clasp. They miss once, then find it. Calm comes from respect, Maya says. Words shape the room. She stands and lifts the case. Lucas steps beside Maya, close. Car's outside, Lucas says. We'll brief the staff. In the corridor, Captain Morales waits. He passes a sealed envelope across. Audio certified, Morales says. Clerk stamped the chain. Maya slips it into the binder. Paper hisses against plastic sleeve. Breath moves in a clean line. Regina disappears past the lobby glass. The clipboard angle rides higher now. Her jaw locks, then loosens once. Camille pauses by the exit doors. Ethan, weekends will be museums, Camille says. Bring your notebook. Ethan looks to Maya first. Maya tilts her chin a degree. Notebook goes everywhere, Maya says. Julia taps a reminder on screen. Observation today, room B, Julia says. Neutral space per court order. Maya walks toward the elevators. Shoes mark a steady, quiet cadence. The case handle prints a clean arc. In the parking bay, Lucas stops. He turns the key ring in his hand. One tag reads, Study file drawer. House meeting at 5, Lucas says. New lines, no gray zones. His voice lands firm, not harsh. Maya nods and lifts the case. Forearm takes the weight, steady. Breath sits low, sure, quiet. Tina opens the car door for Ethan. He climbs in, clutching the pencil. Seatbelt clicks, soft and precise. Julia settles in the back seat. The tablet glows with the checklist. She ticks boxes in clean order. Maya watches the courthouse recede. Glass turns to pale blocks and shade. The day narrows to the next steps. At a light, Ethan lifts the pouch. Blue magnet bumps the plastic wall. He smiles, small and anchored. Maya lays her hand over his. Warmth spreads into her palm. Breath steadies, jaw unclamps, eyes clear. Back at the house, the doors open. Staff cluster near the kitchen arch. Faces tight, eyes quick, hands still. Lucas raises one palm to settle. We follow the court, Lucas says. Respect, schedule, documentation, access. 4 words land like posts. Maya sets the case on marble. She lifts the order page high. Read this before you speak, Maya says. Then sign the schedule sheet. Regina's office door stays shut. A nameplate lies face down on the desk. Dust flecks glow along the edge. The whiteboard waits in the nook. Markers stand in a neat row. Maya sets the magnet at 10. In the hall, one clipboard hangs empty. Maya sets the order page on marble. Staff gather in a tight semicircle. Breath moves steadily under her ribs. Lucas raises a palm for silence. New standards start now, Lucas says. Respect, schedule, documentation, access. 4 posts in clean ground. Fund a community clinic, Lucas adds. Weekends, open to families. His jaw loosens a small notch. Tina lifts a pen halfway. Staff volunteer sign-ups in the hall. Her wrist steadies above the sheet. Bernard's cap tilts toward Maya. Bridge lessons for the kids? Bridge lessons, Maya answers, voice even. Across, not around. 10 at a time. Lucas sets a slim folder down. Scholarships under the Carter name? 5 slots this quarter, then more. CSR initiative. Company-backed charity with receipts. Maya keeps her shoulders level. Name the fund for bridges, Maya says. Every child crosses with both hands. Julia steps in from the arch. Foundation Council drafted documents, Julia says. Signatures today, filing tonight. Her tablet glows with flagged lines. Regina's office door remains closed. A deputy manager turns the lock. Key clicks once, then stills. Next, Lucas says, voice firm. Education reimbursements for staff. Credential paths, hourly coverage included. He sets a second folder beside the first. Bernard claps once, soft and sharp. Tina smiles without showing teeth. Shoulders drop around the circle even. Maya flips the first folder open. Fine print rides clean white paper. Her palm warms on the title. Carter Bridge Fellowship, Community Math Clinics. Press it 4, Julia says. Community Center, South Gym. Short remarks, then demonstration. Eyes find Maya, quiet and direct. Maya nods once in answer, then lifts the blue magnet high. Put this at 10, Maya says. Ethan steps forward and sets it firmly. Late afternoon pulls them to the center. Floors shine, folding chairs sit straight. The South Gym smells faintly of chalk. Parents line the far bleachers. Kids hover at the table edges. Maya stacks cups, blocks, and tokens. Breath steadies, jaw unclamps, hands warm. Lucas steps to the small lectern. Family first, Lucas says. Bridges where there were gaps. He turns to Maya and steps aside. Maya places a cup and 2 blocks. Hole on top, halves below, Maya says. Across, not around. Strong feet. A ripple of small laughter runs. A cameraman angles for the shot. Lens tilts. Red light blinks once. Julia stands near the back rail. Her thumb rides a checklist line. Camille enters along the wall. Her hands were folded over her purse. Eyes scan the space, then rest. She stops 2 rows from Ethan. Snack shop? Ethan asks quietly. Maya nods toward the bright table. 3 for cookies, 2 for milk. Pay exact, keep the change. Children count by groups, not ones. Small jaws set, brows sink, then ease. Blocks click, cups stack, tokens slide. Lucas signs the foundation resolution. Pen glides, witnesses initial the margin. Julia folds the page into a sleeve. Corner tab shows, filed today, 3/12. A local reporter lifts a mic. Why clinics, Ms. William? Maya keeps her voice plain. Hands teach faster than fear. Kids cross when someone steadies. A parent steps forward with a girl. The child holds a wrinkled note. Fractions scare her, the parent whispers. Maya kneels and lays slices out. Half, quarter, eighth, trade to the whole. The girl breathes once, then twice. Fingers travel the circle and land. Her eyes lift, clear and bright. Boardroom in 10, Julia whispers. Final signatures with the district. Her wrist flicks toward a side door. Maya rises without rushing her breath. The forearm bears the weight of the case. She crosses to the conference annex. Lucas and the superintendent wait inside. Superintendent Hale slides a document over. Space, time, and security granted, Hale says. Background checks, sign-in, ratios. Her pen taps 3 neat boxes. Lucas's jaw relaxes by a notch. We'll fund materials and staff, Lucas says. Quarterly reports to your office. Maya sets the schedule grid down. 15-minute stations, 6 each hour. Bridge, snack shop, number path, patterns. Parents join the last round. Hale's fingers smooth the margin line. Start this Saturday, Hale says, and keep the rooms open. Her mouth softens at the corners. They sign. Pages whisper into sleeves. Spines square. Tabs align. Labels show. Maya's breath settles behind her ribs. Back in the gym, chairs scrape. A small cheer lifts and fades. Ethan raises his cup like a flag. Blue magnet glints from a pocket tag. Camille approaches the edge of the mats. Her steps slow under the gym lights. Palms open at waist height. Weekends, I'll bring him here, Camille says. Same routine, same stations, same cues. Maya meets her words without heat. Routine holds the bridge steady. Bring the notebook. Bring your hands. Camille nods once, small and true. A line eases at her mouth. She lifts her eyes to Lucas. He answers with a single nod. Bernard rolls in a cart of sets. Maya takes one tray, then another. Tina posts the volunteer schedule board. Pens clack, names bloom in rows. Lucas steps back to the lectern. First clinic this Saturday, Lucas says. Lab open at noon. He glances at Maya, then the kids. Maya taps the path with one finger. Across, not around, Maya says. Skip, then land. Hands up. Children echo the words in bursts. A rhythm forms, clean and kind. Blocks meet blocks. Cups meet cups. A photographer crouches by the table. Shutter ticks in calm bursts. Julia checks a message, then pockets the phone. Her eyes soften. Her shoulders drop a hair. Maya sets a magnet at 10 again. Breath steadies, jaw easy, spine tall. The gym hums with measured work. On the far wall, a banner hangs. White letters on blue. Bridge Fellowship. Ribbon waits, tight around silver scissors. Maya stands at the ribbon table. Silver scissors rest in her palm. Breath settles, spine tall, jaw calm. Ethan lifts the blue magnet pouch. Small fingers grip the plastic seam. Eyes lift to Maya for a cue. Lucas faces the gathered families. Welcome to Bridge Fellowship, Lucas says. Hands learn faster when honored. A band of kids shifts forward. Shoes squeak, whispers buzz, shoulders ease. Julia signals the camera to roll. Cut it with me, Maya says. She guides Ethan's hand to steel. Ribbon parts in one clean line. Applause rises, brief and warm. Maya sets the scissors down. Palms cool, breath stays even. Stations are open, Maya calls. Bridge, snack shop, number path, patterns. Parents join the last round. Camille steps near the mats. Fingers rest on a folded brochure. Pearls sit quietly at her throat. Bernard wheels out extra blocks. Tina posts the hour schedule board. Names bloom in tidy, colored rows. Maya kneels by a boy's sneakers. Hole on top, Maya says. Halves below. Across, not around. The boy counts in pairs, then lands. Forehead smooths, shoulders drop, breath steadies. He grins and taps the cup. A mother wipes one eye clean. Her lips form thank you twice. Maya nods and shifts to the next. Lucas signs a check on marble. Bank courier stamps the receipt stub. Julia slides it into a sleeve. Goodwill amortization. Spread the cost of kindness. A reporter lifts a foam-tipped mic. What's the lesson here? The reporter asks. Maya keeps her voice plain. Respect before instruction, Maya says. Hands before words. Time before pride. Ethan tugs at Maya's apron tie. Snack shop now, Ethan asks. Your station, Mayor Ethan, Maya says. He salutes and takes his post. Camille moves to the payment mat. Her purse rests under a chair. She counts tokens with measured care. 3 for cookies, 2 for milk. Her mouth softens at the corners. Superintendent Hale enters from the side. Clipboard tilted, pen ready, gaze kind. Rooms are yours on Saturdays, Hale says. Keep the door open. Maya points to the parent circle. Last round, adults join in, Maya says. Bridge is better when shared. Ethan raises a blue ticket flag. Exact change, Ethan calls, smiling. Kids echo him in small bursts. Lucas stands off to the right. Hands loose, shoulders quiet, eyes bright. He watches the circle widen. A teacher from the district arrives. She sets a thin envelope down. Placement for your clinical hours, she says. Second grade, Willow Creek, spring. Maya accepts with a small nod. Her hand warms around the flap. Breath evens, stance centers, gaze clear. Camille edges closer to the board. Weekends, I'll follow your plan, Camille says. Same cues, same time blocks. Maya meets the words without heat. Routine holds him steady, Maya says. Bring your hands to help. Camille nods once, simple and sure. Her fingers smooth the brochure fold. Eyes lift to the number path. Julia checks boxes on her tablet. Press advisory sent, Julia says quietly. Clinic dates posted through summer. Bernard rolls past with fresh cups. Tina stacks slices into a wheel. Kids point, trade, and build holes. Maya moves station to station. Palms steady tokens. Marker marks tens. Jaw eases. Breath flows in lines. A small girl stalls at quarters. Eyes dart. Lips purse. Hands freeze. Maya places her palm under hers. Across, not around, Maya says. Skip, then land. Strong feet. The girl steps, counts, then smiles. Lucas drifts to Maya's shoulder. Boardroom, 5 minutes, Lucas says. District wants a photo. Maya nods and checks the timer. The red wedge shows 11 minutes left. She taps the table twice. In the boardroom, light hums. A banner hangs over a map. Bridge Fellowship curves in clear print. Superintendent Hale raises a phone. Photo with your team, Hale says. Maya stands between Lucas and Ethan. Julia angles in beside the banner. Camille lingers at the room edge. Shutter clicks twice. Smiles hold. Maya's breath moves low and clean. Her shoulders settle without strain. Remarks? Hale prompts, eyes warm. Maya lifts the blue magnet pouch. Lesson learned, Maya says. Power belongs to the room. Respect sets it free. Camille's chin dips, small and slow. Lucas's hand opens at his side. Ethan leans into Maya's hip. They return to the gym together. Noise softens into measured work. Kids chant the rhythm in pieces. Across, not around. Skip, then land. The final timer fades to 0. Maya claps twice, gentle and clear. Parent round now, Maya says. Adults step in, nervous but ready. Camille kneels beside Ethan's mat. Her pearls rest against plain cotton. She counts by twos under her breath. Ethan smiles and taps the 10. Lucas holds the ribbon tail quietly. He folds it into a small loop. He sets it in Maya's palm. One more thing, Lucas says. Teach our staff on weekdays. Paid hours, credential support guaranteed. His voice lands firm and kind. Maya lets the air move steadily. Neck lengthens, jaw loosens, eyes clear. She nods once, then twice. A bell rings at the far door. Families drift toward the lot. Kids pocket tokens like tiny medals. Tina erases the schedule board. Bernard stacks chairs in calm rows. Julia caps her pen and smiles. Camille approaches with her purse closed. Same time next Saturday, Camille says. I'll bring the notebook. Maya answers with one short nod. Same bridge, Maya says. Across, not around. Ethan slips the magnet into Maya's hand. Put it home, Ethan whispers. Maya walks to the travel board. She sets the magnet at 10. Brand equity grows in quiet rooms. Trust you can't fake. Maya looks at the circle of mats. Breath settles, palms warm, stance sure. Across the gym, faces ease. Lucas waits by the exit rail. He lifts his chin a notch. Pride shows in softer shoulders. Maya gathers the pouch and board. She turns toward the open door. Sun dips, lines sharpen, plans hold. Ethan waves his blue ticket once. He tucks it behind the magnet. He grins and points to 10. Maya lowers her hand to the board. Fingers rest on the cool circle. Her breath moves in one clean line. Blue magnet at 10, steady. At its heart, this story reminds us that respect comes before instruction. and progress beats appearances. Titles don't teach, people do. When we see a child, keep the room kind and hold adults accountable. Bridges get built across fear, across pride, across old lines. I'd love to hear from you. Who believed in you when you needed it most? What bridge did someone build for you, or you for someone else? If you work with kids or lead a team, what simple change could make learning safer and steadier? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments. Your voice might be the path someone needs. Thank you for watching, for caring, and for being here. Until next time, take care and keep building bridges.